everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Monster Noire, The Last Dance Part 3. Today is March 10th, 2022, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards where anywhere audiocasts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can catch up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask myself or any of these other fine folk, the easiest way to do that is by joining our Discord. You can find the link in the Twitch chat to the side or in the description of this video or audio cast down below. Join us in our questions for the courts chat, and again, we will do our best to respond in kind to those after show questions. Or we end up just rambling, figuring out some sick background lore. Like if you're looking for like that added drip of Monster Noire in your life, best place to do it, patreon.com/indooradventures. But let's say that you already support us on Patreon. You already support us on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and all those other wonderful places. And you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back, quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, mugs, and we also have, for, you know, the foreseeable future and until forever probably, face masks. That's right, we got face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf 1201. We call them Tiam masks, where all of the proceeds of those Tiam masks can go to help support Doctors Without Borders, as, you know, the world continues to need a lot of doctors. But with that being said, that is it for my opening spiel. So, hey, Satan, who you playing today?
Hi everyone, my name's Satan. I use she, they pronouns. And today I'll be playing Lilith, our resident vampire queen and mobster, and she uses she, her pronouns.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm going to be playing as Dot, the aware wolf. We both use she, her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Jen. I will be playing Beltane Hawthorne, the mobster fae in service to Lilith. I go by she, her, and he goes by he, him.
And I'm the indoor adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be playing as Ezekiel Sullivan, slow time gunman. We both use he, him.
I'm Greybeard of Greybeard Tavern, and I'll be everybody else in the universe this evening. Last time we left off our amazing band here, things were kind of effed. Dot had almost met her dad, had got to see him lose a leg to a zombie attack. Oh, I forgot to give the spiel about what Monster Noire is. Monster Noire is one of those shows that's like Dark Shadows, Hellboy, Supernatural. There's a veil across the world and monsters are real, but normal muggle types can't see anything. With that said, oh, and we're using City of Mists as our game system. With that said, last time, Dot had seen her dad lose a leg to a zombie bite. He's a werewolf. And old character Harker had opened a book and was controlling some monsters. A big Raka demon, Raka. And he had dug up a bunch of bodies to turn into zombies that turned the werewolf pack run by Biggie Bad Wolf into said werewolf army. We left off with Biggie falling off the cliff, and he had, we suddenly have a flashback of Biggie fighting them, getting head butted off the cliff into the lake. Monster, giant Raka beast, army of zombies. Oh, and the Raka beast says, Raka, but we get translated, shit. And that's the second time we've translated that for him. That's kind of where we left off. They had a magic clarinet. Lilith has hold of the magic clarinet that holds half of Harker's soul. And they picked up Porkchop, who is a two-tailed magic cat brought from the Fey realm by Beltane for Harker many, many moons ago. Anything else pertinent that we had there? Dot's apartment had been broken into.
I'll name him Dusty.
You name the two-tailed cat Dusty, even though his original name was Porcupine, and then it was Anyway, Nights in the Courtyard. Other pertinent stuff for today's episode.
So,
Sorry, I'm checking notes in chat. Oh, you had gotten the message on the print machine in the text was in reverse twice, so that you had to read it in a mirror, and it said that upon the meet them upon the new moon. I think that's all the pertinent stuff we need for this evening. We also know that there's a piece of vellum that is a square that has some text, that the vellum itself was Zeek's mother's skin from her back. The writing upon the vellum is Zeek's father's blood, and we know that Zeek is the key, but to what, we do not know. I think that's all we really need to continue this story. Sorry, it's like Dark Shadows, the old serial where
my name is Victoria Winters.
exactly. So with that, I believe you guys were Dot was in the kitchen eating a big breakfast that Zeek had made her. Lilith had the clarinet with the half of Harker's soul. And
I can never go wrong.
And I think that's where we'll begin. We come in over across the small port town of Clove Raft, and we zoom through the little port town and up the mountain in through this dark forest to a magically mist-covered, shrouded keep, castle amongst the hills there, and we come through the shroud and into Lilith's study and or office. Lilith, you've got a magic clarinet.
I do. Give me a happy note if reuniting you with the other half of Harker is going to make things better. A sad note if it's not.
It gives you a bright note.
Right. You wouldn't happen to know how to reattach yourself to your other half, would you?
Yeah, it starts playing the what the hell's the song?
Does it start playing different notes to spell out something?
No, that's a very limited alphabet you're dealing with there.
A, C, A, B.
Exactly. Hold on real quick. It starts it starts playing I don't want to set your heart on fire.
So do I just shove you straight into her chest cavity? Is that what you're saying? I'm more than happy to do that.
And it kind of gives a like a.
Oh, she's died like you've all died like 6 times and you're fine.
Where is Lilith having this conversation with an instrument?
She's in her office.
She's in her
So
office.
okay. If anyone's around, like you'll hear nothing or like very soft, unintelligible words, and then a clarinet.
Yeah, it sounds like Lilith is having a very chaotic like clarinet practice session.
Yeah, I imagine at some point someone, comes with a chalice of blood, warmed blood for you, and opens the door, and you're there, and it's just like, give me a note if it's yes. And they're just like, oh, come back. Close the door and wander away.
Like, yeah, come back later.
Yeah, so it gives a kind of like
all right. Gently press you into the sternum.
A questioning note, like a
Do you know if you get put back together, will you be the same old Harker, or will the evil devil soul take over this part, or the other way around?
It gives a very like a note.
You're not gonna let yourself get taken over?
Boy.
Sure. Just like you didn't let yourself get, be half fae, pulled into all this shenanigans.
It plays a this like angelic kind of music.
Be set out by the devil and angels.
Wait, was that a question?
No, she was just stating another thing. Let's see. Beltane, do you speak music? She's just gonna speak out loud.
Folks, then, do I speak music?
She just does a little gesture to the clarinet.
Looks to the clarinet. Well, no, I'm actually one of the few fae that are actually really bad at music.
Okay, then you're useless to me currently.
I mean, I can get a bird. They speak music.
Sure would be nice to have Kane right about now, but someone was awful mean to him pretty consistently.
Sounds an awful lot like you guys need to find a way to make this clarinet able to speak to you normally.
I don't see an empty body anywhere.
Well, nobody's touched the clarinet at this point, right?
I think Lilith did.
Yes, she did, and she got the resonant of a massive church bell without the clang, just the
that bass.
Yeah, the feel that touch of God, basically. That it has a holy. It is ringing with holy energy.
Yeah.
But she had gotten her soul back previously, so hence it did not burn her.
Just tickled. But she will take the clarinet in her hand again.
Okay.
Can you show me anything? Do something interesting, useful maybe for the first time in your life?
It starts playing the saints come marching in, bwah, 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 bwah. And you can tell it leans. It like you feel it move of its own accord. I mean, it couldn't float there. If you let go of it, it would just clatter to the floor.
Give some.
It can move a bit.
Isn't Louisiana renowned for this sort of thing?
Yes, I don't have time to travel to Louisiana.
We could go to a tree.
I'm not listening to your advice right now.
I'm gonna go make some tea.
Go make your tea.
Thank you. Wanders away.
she is going to. I totally forgot what she was gonna do. Thanks, Beltane.
Again, it
Thumbs
played.
up.
It was. Yeah.
Okay, I remembered. If I play you, as I'm a woman who grew up in aristocracy, probably know many instruments. Would you be able to speak to me, show me something?
And it like wiggles really hard, like towards the door, and it starts playing the like it was playing the Saints Come Marching In, and now it's playing like and I can't remember the tune for it right now, but it starts playing like the Marine Corps. The caissons go rolling along. Da, 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 da,
Yes
da, da.
or no?
Yeah, it is. It's pointing towards the door.
That, wait, clarinet, is that a yes or no?
Oh, what?
Okay.
The happy note.
Okay. Can I make I don't know what kind of check, but Lilith grew up around aristocracy, stayed around aristocracy, or however you pronounce it. Can I try to play this clarinet?
Oh, sure. Let's. I can't. Lilith doesn't have any current magic, right? But she can absorb like power.
Yes.
Okay.
She can absorb power, and then we established that she can cast rituals.
Oh, okay.
But doesn't have innate magic other than her vampiric abilities. Like, not like Beltane, who can be like, oh, here's something appears. All
right. And what are your current weaknesses?
Some sensitivities, powers weaken, gets her senses get overwhelmed, or enemies abound, which I'm not sure what that means, but
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and give a roll with power 2, and that's with a couple weaknesses. Well,
okay.
at least one of those weaknesses in there fighting against you, so you're at plus 2 total.
And that's 2d6.
Correct.
Wow. Okay, that's not great, but math. There's a 5 and a 3.
Okay.
Plus 2.
Oh, well, that's a 10. Awesome.
Oh, look at that.
All right. So on a hit, yeah, you could totally play the clarinet enough to play it.
Yeah.
Is that what you try to do?
Yeah, she'll try to play it. It's different than the music that Harker used to play. It's not far off because it's still a very bluesy type of music, but it's like has that kind of like a little bit of a mystery, dark tone to it.
Okay. Yeah, as you're playing the clarinet, we almost get this sort of hazy, it's sort of like a side shift in reality, but it's also like a hazy ghost behind you, and it's Harker, and she says just follow the damn thing. I was trying to show you the way, kind of thing. As she's like trying, you could tell she's straining, trying to hold this reality or this form. Yeah, just follow the damn clarinet is what she kind of gets out before she's like whoop, drawn back into the clarinet.
She stops and is like, well, I'm so sorry that your musical notes weren't clear enough instructions. could just shut you up in that case again.
Nothing.
Lead the way.
Okay.
Why are you
Then
even leading me to? I don't know.
it starts playing like March music again, and it's
She'll like put it out like
waggling.
a divining rod type of thing, and then just
And-
feel the way.
And you notice when you do that, it's easier
Yeah.
for it to like just kind of curve a little bit and head towards the door.
Yeah, she'll start doing that. If she's clearly heading out of the castle, then she's just gonna, as she's just walking in the main area, she's just gonna call out for everyone as she takes slower steps.
All right.
Everyone, we're going somewhere, family picnic or whatever.
And real quick before that, because I wanted to go back to this. For the last time. Sorry. Breakfast. Dot was snarfing a big cowboy breakfast that Zeek had made. Was there any other conversation you needed in there? Any scene or anything?
I don't think so.
I think we
Perfect.
had a scene last time we played.
You did.
We
did.
said something really profound back then. I can't pick up from there. So
So it was the basically you guys were kind of talking dads and whatnot, and then it was that Dot was kind of coming to the realization that that good people need protection, whether they're monsters or not, was your kind of final statement on that, if I'm remembering correctly.
I believe so, yeah.
essentially, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you have this profound moment, and then you see Lilith walking past a doorway holding a clarinet, and then she's like, everyone. So calls you all forth.
Dot scoops up her sandwich and presents
All right.
herself.
All right.
Yeah, Zeke has like because like he never uses your mugs. He always just has that like tin
The
mug.
camp mug,
Yeah. Always out of the camp mug. And like his version of cleaning the camp mug is just by pouring more coffee into it. Like it's a mug for coffee. Why would you?
That has some really crusted in like coffee grind edges at the bottom of the
Yeah, that's where all of the extra flavor comes to. If he wants a second cup, pour hot water in there and then drink that. Like,
but if your coffee has been percolating probably for hours, and which has boiled away any semblance of bacterium or whatever, so when you pour it in that mug, whatever was in that mug is probably dead.
yeah,
This is a
probably.
well-seasoned tin cup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. The clarinet is leading you out of the castle.
So we're just following magical instrument then.
Apparently, she was able to get a few words out. Turns out she's still very rude.
And then it makes the sound of a car horn. Beltane, you recognize it as probably the last version of Puck that Harker had ridden in, and it just kind of makes this beep beep, or whatever, or whatever the car horn was of that of Puck the truck.
He kind of pats it gently, opens the door for everybody, and then pauses. I don't think we have enough seats.
There's 4 of us. There's always been about 4 of us.
Looks at the truck. You're right. Who wants to ride in the back?
Not me.
Zeke raises his hand.
I mean,
All right.
it made the noise of Puck the truck, but when you get to the garage, I mean, if you want to take the Rolls Royce or anything else, it's not saying you have to drive in that truck. It was just okay. But you are going to take Puck the truck?
Yeah. He likes
Okay.
Puck the truck.
All right. Okay. All right. You guys get in. Puck the truck converted into the Munster's hearse type vehicle, and you notice that if you just like put the clarinet on the like dash or whatever, it can turn, and it starts leading you along. Is there any conversation as to why you're following a clarinet?
If I remember correctly, and like Zeek is just at the, again, he's in the back. Like if we're taking a truck, like he's in the bed, or just like not in the general cab.
The hearse,
it's a
the hearse part.
Yeah, he's just like chilling in the hearse part.
Okay.
But as far as he was aware, they had said a lot of stuff. Like, because he found the clarinet and then brought it and was like, what the fuck is this? And then they were like, oh, previous party member. And he was like, okay. Like, from what he knows, like, he's doing this because Lilith is paying him as his employer. And she said, everybody come along. So, like, from his perspective, he's just sort of like, yeah, whatever. Like,
yeah, I think if there's any conversation regarding the clarinet, it's Dot leaning over to Zeek and going like, okay, so we're following a clarinet?
I think so. As far as I'm aware, I found that clarinet in a house that belonged to somebody that they knew. And the clarinet is also someone that they knew. They said that it turned into like a ghost or something and then told them to follow it.
It's a haunted clarinet?
I think it's a haunted clarinet.
Okay.
They say that jazz music will turn you to drink and all sorts of other things like that. So maybe that's what they mean, is that like all of these instruments are possessed and will do that to you. But from what I know, that's about it.
Cool.
Yeah, do you
Does this
know
thing have any windows?
I think, I mean, like, why would it have windows? We're in the place where the dead people go.
Well, I don't know. Maybe somebody wants a little air.
Dead people want a little air.
Not everybody in a hearse is dead, you know.
Apparently so, because this whole town, from what we've seen, is either dead folk or one dude who's responsible for the dead folk. And the hospital, but they don't really count, because they seem like they were in on it.
Well, what's wrong with dead folk?
Nothing inherently, but at the same time, I'd rather... You know, a little bit of livelihood goes a long way.
My experience, some of the most lively people are dead.
Take your word for it. And then he like looks over at Lilith.
She's just sitting, just watching the path like go by. She's letting Beltane drive, but she's being relatively quiet.
Well, just driving.
Yeah, he's just driving.
All right. So you it winds its way along. You end up going to the oh goodness, where was it? Whatever happened to your speakeasy club?
It's still open.
It's still open? All right.
Yeah.
Then it's one of your old like bathtub gin moonshine places. Somewhere Biggie was making booze for you during the prohibition.
Yeah.
Somewhere that Harker would know well. And yeah, so as you pull up on this warehouse, you know, the clarinet starts twisting as you're about to drive fast, and it starts, you know, making these little toots, and it's pointing towards this old bathtub gin
Mhm.
place.
I don't know if you remember Beltane, but we did have an old place here where they used to make all the booze. I think that's where they're trying to head.
I remember. We danced here.
Moonshine still. Pretty sure this is exactly the kind of place that my mom wanted to keep me away from.
I always
Good
heard
show
My
your mom.
condolences to her then.
most people I knew were just making this kind of thing in their bathtub.
Don't make it in your bathtub.
Wow, it always tastes like apple pie. Sure, if you had enough of it, you go blind, but
You should
All right.
make it in. Yep, make it in your bathtub. Yep. No,
Yes.
he kind of stops the car. No, that is not how you make it. As he turns around, you make
Are you
it
sure?
in the brass containers.
Are you sure that was moonshine you were drinking?
he shrugs. They called it moonshine.
Trying to poison you.
We'll just start getting out of the car while they're having this moonshine conversation with the clarinet. She'll put it like back in the case, so she's holding the case, like carrying it, and not just holding a clarinet.
Okay.
But she will walk into this old place.
All right.
Depending on who you ask, getting poisoned is sometimes the goal.
Looking at you, magic mushrooms.
Sure, but in moderation.
Okay. So Lilith, let's go ahead and roll for take the risk. Roll plus power. Anything that is I guess magical or heightened senses would apply.
Mind reading. I do have outsmart competition if there's enemies here.
Okay.
And horror makes me strong, just in case. Not right now, but I'll say that just in case I get
all right.
hit.
Okay.
So I think just she can kind of like try and keep her mind open for any like thoughts that come in through.
Okay.
So maybe plus is just the +1.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, okay. 9.
9. All right. All right. So as you go walking towards the warehouse, just like at the last second, you kind of it doesn't harm you, but you kind of bounce off the ward and realize that, yeah, this would have hurt. This would have hurt pretty bad if you had continued.
Yeah.
So you basically, yeah, like I said, you kind of bounce off the ward instead of taking like any damage from it.
She just sighs, like, really, in my own property? Beltane,
Get out of the car. Yes.
there's a war.
Well, he goes over at the door, windows.
As you look at it, it's no, let's do an investigation. So any magic you have, go ahead and roll plus power. So I know you have some magic, something.
Magical protections or enforcer of the old laws.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Okay.
Okay.
And And then do you have any, or if you don't, if you have anything else, name those, but also check your weaknesses for stuff too.
Yes. The weakness that would apply to this would be doubts the power of the effect on the world, his power affecting the world. Right. So overall, 9.
Okay. Oh, and you already rolled?
Yes.
Okay, so you got a 9. All right, a 7, 9. You also choose 1. So you're going to get, I'm going to give you 2 clues. Then you're going to choose one of these. Copy and paste. Exposes you to danger. The clues you get are fuzzy. Or what's the last one? Whoever, whatever you were asking the question can ask you one question as well.
Not asking a brick wall or building a question. I think investigation exposed me to danger would probably be the best for this.
All right. It is in your book, New School, and it is it's infernal, it's devil magic, but it is a labyrinthine type trap where you would just end up standing there, like opening the door over and over and over again, kind of stuck in this weird sort of time loop of your own. So you would be stuck there, and they would, whoever was stuck would be getting an alarm. You can tell it's that kind of thing. So they would get the jump on you.
What are we looking at here, boss?
He pauses as he takes out some chalk. Somebody using inferno magics, a maze trap, quite a good one. He kind of draws something on the surface of the ground, but he kind of traces the circle or the maze with his finger as he kind of draws the exit, like he does the map on the ground.
Yeah.
And he's like, but every maze has an exit, and you just need, and he pushes the chalk through the magical exit of that particular maze. Find the end.
All right.
Haven't we been looking at primordial magic so far?
Well, you see, the other half of this one, she'll hold up the clarinet. The other half of this one's soul belongs to the devil. That's probably who we're confronting right now.
Is that one in like a fiddle or something?
No, this one has the original body.
Huh. So you sure you can trust that thing?
This is the good part.
Okay.
And I think it's, I don't necessarily trust it, but I seem quite offended when I say that the devil's side might win. This one's all holy and angelic and whatnot, and yada, yada, yada.
Beltane just does jazz fingers to accentuate the holy part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was something you could do. Dot like pulls out her book and starts flipping through it.
You can split your soul. And she will say, give Beltane a kiss on the cheek and say, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. He kind of pats his cheek and blushes and wiggles his head.
A big fey blush. Awesome. All right. You go in, and the place is full of crates and barrels and stuff. And you did not leave it like this.
Right. Taking over my own building. Really? She can't even do anything by herself.
Just the sound of 6 bullets getting put into a revolver.
as she's saying this and looking, she hasn't stepped through the door yet. You do see her image kind of blur out a bit, and you see other versions of her pop up, identical to the original. And she's gonna use her what I call clone jutsu power.
Yep.
Beautiful.
It doesn't really tell me how many, so I'm just assuming maybe one on each side.
All right.
Or right now she'll just put like one on each side.
Okay.
Definitely like the blur spell. Or...
What? Yeah.
All right. And then you walking into the place? Are you sending them into the place? What are you gonna do?
No. She'll walk into the place.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I want to say that like Dot like hears Zeek putting those bullets into his gun, and then she's like, "Whoa, what do you think that there's going to be a fight in there or something?"
She said that the other half, who's inhabiting a body, is spirited by the devil.
Yes, yeah, but he has the right idea right now.
You think she's going to be in there?
You think that if she's not in there, and there's like a labyrinth puzzle or whatever it was on the outside, like we either need to like tie ourselves up with string and then walk into there, or we need to go in blasting.
I'm sorry. If I knew that we were going to go fight an acolyte of the devil, I would have finished my sandwich.
There's still time.
She stuffs the rest of the sandwich into her mouth, and she like starts to like brush crumbs off and like get this kind of like introspective look on her face.
Lilith pops her head out real quick. It's like, oh, Doctor, by the way, she really hates werewolves.
Great.
One of them killed her fiance, yada, yada, yada.
Should I be here?
Look, we all have personal problems.
Yeah, she likes making it everybody else's problem, though.
Zeke
they used to date or something?
Oh, gods, no.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of bad blood here.
To be honest, she dragged us into hell and wanted to leave us there. I remember that much.
I
did get my soul back. You hear from the door.
As these images of Harker trying to complete the circle to call forth the devil to save her sister, and the opera house is on fire, and there's a vampire court, and there's this psychic blonde woman firing stakes into the vampires with telekinesis. We get that flashback, and then Dot, as you step into the place, why don't you give me an investigate roll?
Okay. I'm gonna tag Wolf's Instincts. Eye for details.
Okay.
That's that.
All right.
Let's see, that's a 9. Plus 2 is gonna be 11.
All right. Okay. Belle and Zeke, you're going in with Dot and Lilith.
Oh yeah.
All right. Dot, as you guys, you can see there's a scaffolding, and there seems to be an office up above in the back, and there seems to be like candle light flickering in the glass there at the back. And as you guys are going along, you get about mid warehouse, and you look down, and you see this you've seen something like it in your book before. It seems to be some kind of circular pentagram type thing that's there that should be hidden in dust and whatnot. And your nose wrinkles a little bit, and then you start to realize that you start to realize that something doesn't smell right. Like physically smell right. You're looking down at the thing, but something is in the air. Something, can't quite place it.
They'll
But-
call and start playing.
Yeah, exactly. Very nice. The clarinet chimes in. No, as
And then they
you're
explode.
yeah. As you were there, yeah, something doesn't smell right. You're not quite sure. But is it pig? It could be pig or something. And then after you think of pig, then you look over at Zeek and you're like, no, it's not pig. Gunpowder. I smell a lot of gunpowder. You smell a lot of gunpowder.
Mm-hmm.
Like crates and barrels of gunpowder.
Yeah. Dot's like, whoa, hold on. Nobody move. Like sniff, 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 sniff.
You just hear Zeke's hammer like moving back.
Zeke, I
Oh,
swear to
no.
God, if you fire that thing, we're all gonna blow to Kingdom Come.
Hammer's still cocked and ready.
I smell sniff, sniff. Like a lot of gunpowder.
Oh.
And you see, that's when you see that the glyph on the floor, you're like, you could tell there's like little flames drawn off of it.
Yeah. She's gonna point it out to Beltane. She's like, that looked like a flame glyph to you?
He just frowns.
Everyone leave right now.
He kind of grumbles. What that's mean? Using my own gift against me, as he just kind of grumbles, heading out. Why did she do this to me? I didn't do anything to her. Well, I did, but that doesn't matter. You know, he kind of heads out.
All right. Candles flickering in the office still. Zeek, you know that if all those crates and barrels are full of gunpowder, this building's gone.
Oh yeah. No, and it's not just the building. We're talking like most of the block is gone.
So, but still, candles flickering in the office.
Yeah, that's not good.
Zeke, I mean, he's gonna head to the office. Like, if there are candles, we need to extinguish those.
Zeke, this place is rigged to blow.
Yeah, I understand. And they could be possibly connected to like a wire or a fuse. At that point, it doesn't matter.
Is there
Shit, then
anything,
don't waste any time. Just go.
I'm quick.
Beltane, is there anything you can do to defuse that glyph?
He turns around and holds up some chalk. Yeah, but the principle of it, as he goes over to and starts drawing a water glyph around it, that's just rude. This is just rude. He's
I
just
know,
being
dear.
rude.
I am aware.
Just rude as he continues to draw the water glyph around the fire glyph.
Dot kind of looks a little bit nervous. She sort of like paces in place and realizes that Zeke's gonna need backup if anything goes wrong up there. She's gonna scamper after him.
Dot,
What?
Beltane's in there. He can help Zeek. If we go in there, there's just more bodies.
I know, but I can help. I know I can.
I know you can help. I'm not stopping you. I'm not going to force a decision on you. I can't do that. I'm not your mother. But, I'm just saying.
I'll be quick.
All right.
Lilith, are you stepping out, like maybe behind Puck at least?
Yeah, because Lilith can't survive. She knows Belton can't survive fire.
Right.
And she tried stopping Dot because she knows that neither Dot nor C can survive fire.
Dot,
All right.
maybe.
All right. You are you guys taking the stairs, or are you going to try to figure an alternate route? I don't want to slow you down. I don't want to say the stairs are bad, but it's the only way.
Dot's gonna catch up with Zeek and try and keep an eye out for anything that might trigger an explosion. Because if this here's a booby trap, then it seems an awful lot like whoever set it up. Whoever set it up would probably, like, you know, I don't know. It makes perfect sense to like put a big red shiny button that says, you know, defuse booby trap, and then like have the trap be on the way to the big red shiny button,
Yeah.
i.e. these goddamn candles. So like Dot's gonna like scramble after Zeek and make sure he doesn't set anything off.
Well, Zeek does have the weakness for overlooked details, so let's see where this goes.
All right. All right.
In the meantime, just to keep like Lilith is trying to keep her mind open to see if she senses any other consciousness besides her party members.
Perfect. Let's start with that then. Go ahead and give me a just a power roll with that a +1.
Okay. Okay. 7.
A 7? Okay.
Yeah.
There is a presence in that office space. It's not powerful.
The office space is on the second floor.
Yeah, it's the up the catwalk to where Zeek and Dot are headed.
Oh, I hate this. She says that loud and she just walks in.
Okay.
And she'll start heading towards the catwalk and kind of motion for Beltane to follow her and mention there's presence in there. It's not powerful, but there is one. And she'll call back to Zeek and Dot. There's a presence in the office.
Okay. So what we have to deal with first is Beltane.
Zeek looks over at Dot as Lilith is just hollering in this building. Like, I thought we were supposed to be doing some stealth.
Okay.
If those bombs go off, then we're not going to need any stealth. I'll tell you that.
So first, Beltane, let's face the danger of trying to diffuse the landmine or water sigil it. So yeah, roll plus power.
Okay.
What'd you get?
6.
6. All right. Yeah, you're like, got it. It's all set.
Oh, good.
You're sure that your older magic is much better than this new magic, and you're all set. So now, meanwhile, moving up the stairs, you guys, yes, I'm gonna go ahead and let's do a sneak around. So roll plus power, and we're gonna make Zeek the focus of this roll. So what do you got for sneaky?
For sneaky, well, I have just stealth as an ability, as well as nimble as a fox.
All right. All right. Well, you've got Lilith making noise as a neg. So you're down to +1.
Okay. Does my overlook details end up hurting me on this?
Oh,
one?
yeah, it would. So, yeah, so you're at 0.
All right, cool. Better than -2.
Anything I can do to help him out?
If you would like to, I believe the move is called Change the Game.
Oh.
When you use your abilities to give yourself or your allies an advantage, roll plus power. And this is where you get juice, which I hate. So we're gonna you get some juice. So you could use your you got wolf senses or something?
Yeah. Well, I have some. I have a new tag
Okay.
under my tempered silver mythos, and it's called Protect the Pack.
Okay.
So I feel like that would be an appropriate thing to tag here. So I'm going to go with Wolf's Instincts, Protect the Pack, and Eye for Details.
All right. But don't you have silver lodged in your shoulder?
I do have silver poisoning still.
All right. So we'll take 1 away. So +2.
Cool. That's going to be an 8 because I rolled a 6 on the die.
All right. So, okay. So you can. Oh goodness, no, you can't do much with. Okay, under 10. But you did get a hit. So you get a hold or a juice, and you can create a story tag or burn a tag or reduce a status. Give or reduce a status. Okay, but there has been no statuses given on this yet, so you're just holding that. It's a hold for now. Hold that juice.
All right.
All right, and then Zeek, what'd you roll?
I got a 9 on the.
You got the
dice.
9 on the sneak. All right.
And that's without any bonuses or buffs or nothing.
Okay.
Well done.
Yes. Okay. Complicated. Okay. So for a secondary sense. Okay. Wait. On a hit, everyone that should. On a 7 to 9, it's complicated. I choose one. You don't choose one of these. Okay. Sorry. Okay. All right. So you're sneaking great. Woo. You've made it up the stairs. You're at the door to the office where the candles flicker.
Are there like windows or anything like that?
Yeah, but they're like grimy, and it's like somebody put newspaper up on the inside.
Okay, well. Oh boy. He just looks at Dot. Just on 3. And he like grabs the door handle. 1, 2, click.
All right.
And
You open the door?
Yeah.
All right. You open the door, and there's a little red-skinned man, homunculi, something.
Human-ish.
Humanoid. It's got a spear point tail that's like slinking and snaking behind it. It's holding its two hands up like this. It's sitting kind of like in a meditative state, like like you would crisscross your legs for meditation. And it's holding its hands up, and its hands in its little fingers are little flames sticking up. And when you open the door, it goes boom, and it snaps its fingers.
Oh shit!
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What I would like from you, Quick Draw, is it would be a overcome someone, or you have a clear shot. Okay, so we're gonna have a go toe-to-toe situation here, where it's basically because you're fast and you had your guns. As it goes to snap its fingers, we're gonna have you try to like pop. Try to shoot his little hands so he can't ignite the flames.
Okay.
Cast the spell. Is what he's doing. So use your abilities to overcome someone or something in a struggle for control. State what your goal is. Not get blown up.
It's a good goal. I want to blast him.
And your opponent can describe how they respond. They want to blow you up.
Well,
roll plus power.
Do they want to blow me up or Lilith? Either way.
Okay, all of the above.
I have my pair of revolvers. I have super speed, and then I also have using my new abilities that I have that I'm coming into. I have fabled accuracy.
Nice.
So I'm trying and pop him real good.
All right.
So I got 3.
And I can't think of any weaknesses you might have that would apply. Yeah, 3.
Because I freshly loaded my gun, so running out of bullets is not a problem. Okay, well...
Oh, yeah?
I got 4 on the die, which means that I get a total of 7.
All right. Whew.
And
okay. On a 7 to 9, choose one. And I will post them in the chat so that the fine people of chat can also see what you're choosing.
My name is Ezekiel Sullivan, and I'm the fastest man alive. 11 years ago, a strange beast killed
And now I can talk to animals. It's really cool. But totally secret.
All right. I managed to achieve my goal. Or I get them good, giving your opponent the status with tier equal power. You block, dodge, or counter their best attempts. If you don't choose this, they can impose a status on you. If they are PC, their tier equals to your power. So, basically... Oh, they're not holding anything, so I can't do that. My goal was to make them not blow up, but if they can just snappy fingers, that's not going to be it. But if I want to, like, counter their best attempt... I would shoot one of their hands and just like screw it up so that way they can't snappy fingers.
Right.
But they would probably still have one hand left because I didn't get like the super good power. So I'm able to stop some of the kaboom.
Correct. So
Where's
that's
the kaboom?
That's exactly nice. Amazing reference. Yeah, so like blam, you blow off one of his little hands, the fire, the candle flicker goes out, and his little hand is just like this, like now it's just a little licking. No, it's a little licking fire, like damn it, kind of thing. But his other hand, he goes, kaboom, boom with it. And yeah, the floor lights up in the warehouse, and you guys have time to all attempt to abandon ship.
Are there windows nearest by?
Yeah, I would like to like grab Zeek and jump out a window if I can, wolfing out.
All right.
I was going to do the same thing, so.
Well, you're busy shooting the guy.
Bam, bam.
Yeah.
Lilith, how are you going to escape?
Doesn't have any. She does, because it's not the old game where she had super speed.
Right.
So, and she's at the stairs right now. She's not even in the office, is she?
Right.
She's in the middle of this warehouse.
Technically, you're at the back of the warehouse.
Yeah. I mean,
count on luck, duck behind a box.
I'm behind a gunpowder box.
Yeah, well, not all of them are going to go off because he canceled some of the kaboom.
She'll kind of, with one hand, push Beltane towards the back door,
Okay.
and then hide behind a box herself.
Okay. She's just going to try to survive the lump of it. Beltane, how are you getting out of here? I mean, it's the concussion is more a danger to you than the fire itself.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can be blown like a rag doll, and there's going to be lots of wooden bits flying everywhere.
He has two things. He has magical protection and fires a bell. So he is going to move that fire when it goes off, use that spark to create a protection between himself and Lilith as a way to channel his magic, says he's sticking true to his nature.
Okay.
You know, just real quick recon, I think with the time that Lilith has known Beltane, she's not going to push him and hide. She's just going to kind of like go into his space and just hug him because she's going to know that he does fire.
All right. So you're putting your faith in Belle.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay. That's awesome. Boom. We get the boom, as his one hand is gone and the little imp, snaps with the other. And we see the glyph, the pentagram and whatnot, burn away the sigil of water and hit the crates. The runes and such go across the floor to the basically four stacks of gunpowder and whatnot, and only two of them go, so like this and that rather than all four. And we see Dot. Let's make a roll, Dot.
Oh boy.
You're going to I don't think it's a take. Well, yeah, I think it's take a risk or face danger. Face danger's better when you use your abilities to avoid an incoming hit, endure harm, or resist an influence. Okay, so yep. You names. Okay. Oh, okay. I will name a status with its tag and tier, and then you roll power. Roll plus power. Okay, so the status is the status is kaboomed. So yes, it will be. It is a life and limb kind of kaboom. So that's the status I'm going to name. It's going to be kaboomed, and it'll be like a -3.
Cool.
You guys will be injured, but
I've got a juice towards removing a status.
Perfect. So you can dump it by 1 already. So it'll be a kaboomed for you and Zeek of only a -2.
Okay. And I've got a few things that I can tag for this as well.
Sure.
I've got bestial form, regeneration, thick hide, and protect the pack.
Okay, regeneration won't count in this case because you haven't taken damage yet.
Okay.
So it'll be +3.
All right.
Oh, +2 because you've got silver in you.
Okay. Ooh, not as good, but just enough. It's going to be a 7 total.
Okay, on a 7 to 9, you take the status, but with a -1 tier. On a miss, you take the full status. Okay, so you crash out the window with Zeek in tow, falling the couple stories. You land on your werewolfy back, holding him. You guys have the kaboomed status at -1.
I'm going to stay transformed for just a second, holding on to him.
All right. All right. Meanwhile, on the floor. The explosion's going off. The roof is being torn away or blown away in a couple spots. And Beltane, let's do the same. Face the danger. Add your powers. So it was like fire, protection. You were +2 if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
All right.
10.
A 10. On a 10, you fend off the effect and take no status at all. So
Incredible.
Lilith holds you. You give the fire hand signs or whatever, the magicness, and the flames and stuff burst around you, and we see the fire wrap you guys, and the shreds from the crates fly, but they burn away as they get up to you and kind of shear off of you. So we get this like silhouette of the two of you ensconced in your flame, holding back the other flame. And Zeek and Dot, you're laying in the alleyway in this place, half the roof blows off and 2 of the walls blow out of it. And as far as you know, your friends have just been blown to smithereens. What do you do?
Well, I have 2 questions. 1, would this be a good time to go to our break?
This would be an amazing time to go to our break.
Okay, so
All right.
as we head off into our break, the other question is, would this also be a good time for Zeek to be unconscious? After being a normal ass dude who just got blown up out of a fucking building.
Right. You got thrown out, and Dot had you werewolfed up, but yeah, maybe your head hit or the concussive blast. It got you.
Dot's landing like wolf side down, so he got blast side. Like
right.
Oh yeah. So
okay,
as Zeke is unconscious. And
I mean, you either took a blast or you took a window.
And again, just a dude. So
Boomed and defenestrated.
That's a beautiful place to come back.
So as boom goes the dynamite, we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. And we're back. Hello, everybody. Let me pause the music that I was listening to. I got really carried away with it. It was really good. But we have returned. There has been some explosions.
Ooh, we come back and the building is exploding. Our werewolf Dot has grabbed her friend as the flames are chasing them through. She smashes out the window. They fall to the ground. She's in a werewolf form trying to save Zeek, but he manages to gadunk his head, and we see the vision go all blurry and weird. Yeah, we'll go there. We'll go back to the other ensconced in flame in a bit. And Zeek bonks his head, and his vision goes dark. What do we see?
So when Zeek hits his head and his vision goes dark, he there's a moment where it is just that blackness, and in his head he thinks like, oh fuck, like obviously this was my fault, kind of situation. In that he wasn't fast enough. He wasn't like, he couldn't shoot straight enough to stop this from happening. But as his vision kind of like collects, there is a layer of fog across the ground, and he finds himself in a birchwood forest. And coming from the in-between of trees are a collection of figures. Like, they appear human. And we have to say appear human because you can't really get a good look at them because they have these red hoods that they all seem to be wearing, that are just sort of covering their face, and all you can really make out is that lower half. And at the end of this pathway that is formed by these trees and by these people, there is a it's not really like a plinth, but it is more of like a like an altar kind of thing that just looks like it is wrapped up with these wisteria vines that seem to kind of be like interweaving themselves into the stone itself. And there is a figure at the end also wearing this like red colored hood that Zeek finds himself being drawn to. And as he walks, each of these red hooded individuals have a variety of weapons. There are swords, there are bows, there are firearms, there are axes, hand axes, what have you. There just seems to be a variety. One dude even has like cestises, like the punchy gloves kind of thing.
Nice.
And as Zeek is coming towards like being drawn towards this altar, the figure at the end tells him in a very plain voice, but the mouth doesn't move, a hunter is never by themselves. If you are hunting by yourself, you will always fail because the monsters will outnumber you. You are not alone. And as this thing says, you are not alone, Zeek looks down at this altar and he sees his red scarf that he wears sort of placed next to his two pistols. And as he reaches down and like takes this red scarf and he puts it around his neck again and he takes his pistols, he looks, and where initially he thought it was like the maker's mark for the smith that had actually like manufactured his guns, he realizes looking at them that these pistols have the same markings that all of the other weapons did from the other hunters that are along these lines. And he realizes that this is a part of who he is moving forward. And when that voice like tells him you are not alone, and he has this realization, I think that's when you see him like just do a quick turn, arm outstretched, and just like a utilization of a keen eye and super speed to just like go from 0 point out fire. And at the end of this round of hunters that have all been lined up, on this tree is what looks like a cutout, or at least like an old-timey like Wild West wanted poster.
Right.
But it's of the like the silhouette of the creature that either kidnapped or murdered his parents one way or the other, and you just see that there is a hole directly where the cranium region of said creature would be that's just smoking.
Yeah, it's big ghastly claws and robes and whatnot.
Exactly.
Cool. Sweet. All right.
As you see him just like flip the pistol, put it into his holster, and as he does, that's where his vision dreamy would end. For those of you who have been paying attention, he lost part of his logos and picked up a mythos, but it's a big deal because he's kind of a person.
Yeah, and that's what he has taken a step further into the mist, the mystical and whatnot, and a little bit away from the logical or the reality of the world. That's awesome. Cool. All right, so Zeke's down. He's kind of blurry. Dot, you know, you're werewolfy. You made it. You see that he's kind of out. Beltane, how do you exit the building? You have used your own fire to basically form a fire shield around you and Lilith to keep away the concussion and the fire of it. Do you just walk out? Do you glide out? What does that look like when you are leaving with Lilith?
I think the doors just kind of bang open with a sudden start, and there's this rush of spring that kind of leaves, grass kind of sprouts forward, and there's flowers kind of trailing before this tall figure with blue skin, long curly pink hair with flowers and hawthorns kind of just dotting his skin, black sclera, bright yellow eyes, and a rather grumpy disposition as he's wearing this kind of bark kind of armor skin maybe that's kind of covering parts of him. And as he steps forward, there's just a smell of fresh rain. And then the sharp scent of a fire that might have gone out or still is burning, something akin to smoke. Yeah. And he just kind of steps forward and kind of brushes himself off, kind of turns around and offers a hand to Lilith. And he just is grumbling in language that has been long forgotten. Then he says, you know, if they're going to use things that are mine against me, do it properly.
I know, dear, I know. It was quite silly of them to think they could use fire against you, first of all.
He kind of throws his hands up, kind of frustrated by the fact that fire was used against him, and he just kind of goes over and leans over Zeek and Hark and Dot. Hey.
Oh, I've got something for this. I want to say that like you blow in on that fresh rain breeze. And after you say what you did, there's the sound of like clattering glass. And there's like a big, huge shadow against the wall. And this hulking frame just sort of like leaned over, and you can hear like the breathing and growling of the beast that is Dot. And there's like a hissing sound as like that silver poisoning is still occurring in her shoulder.
I think Beltane will say, now, I didn't conquer half of France and Wales just for you to hiss at me.
You're going to turn around and like full on growl. But she's like holding Zeek, who's like completely unconscious.
Yeah, and as you guys see that, you know, she's got Zeek and he's kind of like bleary-eyed and whatnot. That's when you notice, because it's dark and whatnot, you notice this little naked little bum with a tail, devil tail flicking, just running away off into the distance. Just little naked little butt, and the, like I said, tail flinging, and the one hand is like I said, there was like a fire there, and it's kind of starting to bring a hand back.
Can I use my suggestion ability against that?
Certainly may try.
Okay. Let me try some new dice.
Oops. Oh.
So, okay. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 1 with my suggestion ability is 8.
All right. Yep. Choose relevance. Okay. Are you threatening it or suggesting it or
she's not threatening, she's just more saying like no need to run.
Gotcha.
I have business to attend to.
Okay. And you said you got an 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
An 8.
Okay. They seem to be caught up in your spell, and they're little running away. They sort of stop, and they slowly turn back and look at you, and they're like, okay.
It's a big smile.
Yeah. A little like devil's grin.
No, come here.
Doop, doop, doop. You know, he kind of gingerly comes towards you.
As he gets closer, Dot snarls.
She's gonna snatch him by like the gruff of the neck, like a cat.
Okay. All right.
And just dangle him in front of Dot. Now, you'll tell me what I need to know, correctly?
Just full on scary, snarling muzzle.
All right. Dot, I would appreciate if you would give me a convince roll.
Cool.
It's roll plus power.
Got a tag for this. It's called terrifying.
Nice. All right.
And well, shit. There's
Does she
also
get
another.
any
There's another one called Furious Retaliation.
Yeah. Does she
Okay.
get any help from like me having him under my spell and just holding him by the scruff of the neck?
I'm gonna give you that one, but then we have to take one away for your silver poisoning. So you're at +2.
That's a-okay. 7, 8, 9.
Also another one taken away for your
Because I've
being
been kabloomed.
You can
Yeah.
been kaboomed, minor kaboomed.
Yep.
But
Lesser
still
kaboomed. 8 then.
All right. All right. 8. It's the same. To give a little but protect their own agenda. Okay. Lilith, you had said something along the lines of, you need to tell me what I want to know.
She said, now you'll tell me what I need to know, correct?
Yeah. And looks at the werewolf, looks at you, looks at the werewolf, and again, they're like 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall. Yeah, exactly. Why don't you guys just kill me? It'd just be better for everyone if I just were to
It's a bit too easy now, isn't it?
well, it's just maybe Belle would know that if you kill this thing, it's just going to go back to where it came. So
I think Beltane just leans forward after tapping Zeek on the head a few times. Oh, don't kill him. That's too much. That's too easy.
Dot growls at Beltane for getting close to Zeek. She's full on resource guarding at this point.
Yeah.
all right. Okay, what do you want to know?
You work for Harker?
Yep. And that's what he said. Yep.
Take that as a probably not.
Wait a minute. No, I don't lie.
Are you
Cool.
sure about that?
Beltane.
He'll say, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Listen, you can either tell me the truth or you could be turned to a chew toy. But don't worry, we'll keep you alive.
Well, I told you, yes, I work for Harker. What do you want? She summoned me.
Right. Now, what exactly is the purpose of all this to kill us?
Well, I was supposed to be freed from my contract if everything went kaboom, but the man over there went kablammy and I couldn't finish the spell.
I mean, things still went kaboom, so technically you're not in contract.
I would have disappeared if I had fulfilled the contract. So
Right. Where's Harker?
it starts to speak and then it like throws its hands over its own mouth.
Hand singular.
Hand,
Hand
and this is, it's like, even though they're a diminutive homunculus type thing, it's already like a tiny little hand, almost like from Deadpool. It's
like the baby hand.
Yep, it's a baby hand on the end, but it's all like fiery. And
I mean, I can start drawing holy circles. I've gotten pretty good at those.
well, it's no need to get crazy or nothing. I mean, I will. Okay, here's how we can do this. You can let me go, and I can flee, and then you could follow me back. And then I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to, and I didn't sell Harker out.
Is Zeek awake yet? Is he all right?
Looks over to Zeek and kind of looks to Doc. He's right.
And Zeke, you can wake up anytime you want here.
Yeah. I think like Zeke starts stirring at this, and like the first words out of his mouth are, "Oh, where's my hat?"
Oh, who looks at the building? You didn't bring it.
It's actually laying there, but it's like behind Zeke right now.
Like kind of like if he can like push himself out of big wolf dot.
Nope.
Crap. Just like, all right, well, get it up. And he like points to the hat. I need that.
I think that she finally stops like growling for once and just sort of like looks at you inquisitively.
He looks up at you and just, please.
She like looks over at the hat and just kind of sniffs a little bit. She'll just sort of walk over there, like digitigrade, like... yeah, like digitigrade, like werewolf legs, and then she like picks up the hat, but like with her teeth, and then like plonks it onto your head.
Thank you. Or I feel like he wouldn't be speaking quietly. Just, I need the hat, because like he's been blown up, so all like he's yelling for most of this, and like every once in a while, just mop. A
grenade went off right side by my head. All right, awesome.
Yeah. Other than that, he looks rough. I mean, he usually looked rough and tumble, but now there's like smoke, like soot. He smells like explosives. And just like you can tell that like he needs some coffee, because he's probably what doctors might call concussed, and may like you shouldn't let him sleep for a little bit.
Right. Mister, what's your name? She'll ask the little devil.
Oh, jeez. I don't want to actually use a real devil name. He says Hermit.
Hermit?
Hermit,
right.
Gotcha.
Could we put a bit of a delay on you running away real quick? We'll get you some food.
You're the one who's got me.
That is true. I do have. Beltane, can you? Here you go. She's like handing him up.
Beltane just holds him like a long cat.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
This is my child now.
They are in contract with our enemy, so no. Zeek, dear, can you hear me?
What did you say?
Right.
Is she talking to me? He'll look up towards Dot.
Dot, are you?
She talking to me? He'll point towards Lilith.
I think that when addressed by Lilith, Dot kind of growls a little bit, and then Zeke points at Lilith, and then she just sort of like looks inquisitively at Zeke.
Dog brow.
There's just a blank place at the growl. She's like, hurry up. Can you not be this right now, or are you stuck like that? I have to.
She gets closer a little bit, probably within arm's length.
Yeah, she'll hold out her. Yeah.
The whole time we're hearing this hissing noise, this like white wispy type smoke is rolling out of her shoulder.
Yeah. And as you reach out, she like the growling starts to rumble a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. She just holds out her hand.
For me?
Dot,
for Dot.
Dot.
Yeah.
Don't you have some kind of attack reflex weakness? Or did you get rid of that?
I might have had one at some point, but can't tell allies from foe. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still have that?
I do still have can't tell allies from foe. So she is just full on growling as you reach out.
Yeah,
So-
no.
So
Can
like
I
as you
combat that with a hypnotic trance and suggestion ability?
Yep. So let's roll a convince roll.
Okay.
like that one part in How to Train Your Dragon where like like
Yeah.
fucking Hiccup is like reaching for him and like it's almost like he can't control himself. He's just instinctively snapping.
I know
Yeah.
that's what I love. That's what I'm seeing. So I think you in that you're gonna be like +2.
Yeah. 11.
An 11. All right. Because you're a PC and it has no rules for PCs in the convince roll, you have free reign. She's doing well. Dot.
I
In
feel like
soothing the savage beast.
I feel like it's thematically appropriate for us to just go full How to Train Your Dragon here,
Mm.
where
Okay.
like Lilith's hand comes out and then like just rests on her muzzle and like
Mhm.
Dot like that growling finally like gets a little bit quieter
Mhm.
and then eventually stops.
Dot, dear. I'm going to need you to change back, all right?
Like there's kind of a contemplative look on her dog face. She just sort of like scrunches up her face a little bit. And like that sound of like silver hissing gets a little bit louder. And she gets smaller and smaller. And this is a reflection of her tempered silver ability, meaning that she has a little bit more control over her werewolf side, until finally she's standing in front of you. Her coverall's a little bit ripped up and she's holding Zeek still.
And at that point, the little devilish imp says, "Beltane, you're holding the long cat." He's like this, and he's like, "Hey, the water truck's coming, and I'm allergic to water." And you hear, "Woo, ding, 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 woo." The fire
Oh.
trucks are coming.
Everybody in the hearse.
Dot looks at him kind of beleaguered and says, "You really shouldn't have said that." And they'll pile into the hearse.
Yeah.
And Belle, you're still in primordial or
Yeah,
in full archfey form, right?
Yeah, he
For-
hasn't changed out.
For the first time, Lilith's going to open the passenger door and motion Beltane in.
Aw.
He kind of pauses and shuffles in, sits down,
Yeah.
puts the little devil on his lap.
Dot's gonna
Yeah.
lay Zeke
Yeah.
down wherever the coffin would go.
Yeah.
All right.
It's been like, there's
Folds
like a little
his
bit
arms.
there.
Across his chest, hat over.
I think Beltane reaches behind and just smacks him. Don't fall asleep.
That's some foreshadowing that's creepy.
Yeah. Lilith's gonna get him to the driver's side and just start driving away.
All right. We see Lilith pull away, and we see the flash of the fire trucks and the ding coming around the corner, but they're just appearing as you're disappearing.
Dot will babysit Zeke and make sure he doesn't fall asleep. And I want to say that, like, at some point his eyes flutter close and she just involuntarily barks at him, just like, "Ruff!" Sorry. You can fall
What?
asleep. Give me that. She grabs his hat.
There's like 30 minutes into the ride before Beltane's like, I could probably heal him. I should
I
probably heal
know.
him.
I am aware. I've been waiting for you to make that realization.
What are they saying up there?
It would sure as hell hurry up our.
It only really occurred to him at this point as he kind of reaches behind. Okay. And kind
Just-
of sticks his hand on Zeke's face. This is going to, right. What's the word? He looks to Lilith. sting, bite, sear,
Hurt.
burn, hurt. And there's
I
I
a
want to
rush.
say that's the moment where you heal him. Oh yeah, hurt.
All right. So if you want to take away his kaboomed, you're going to need the change the game. Roll plus power.
Okay. Cool. 8.
8. Yep. Yep. You can take away blah. Spend your juice to gain the following effects 1-to-1. You're gonna burn a power or story tag or reduce a status. Hence, you're reducing kaboomed to nada. So you are no longer kaboomed, Zeek.
Huzzah!
Okay.
And I feel like it's one of those, like, if you're going like down a mountain and you feel that moment where your ears pop and it's just that, like, oh fuck yeah, like
Yeah.
like he has like mad ringing in his ear and then it's just stop that, boop, and then he's just like hears the fizzle and you see his face just like ugh.
And Dot, you have regeneration, right? And it isn't stopped by your silver poisoning.
Well, I mean, technically it should be, but
Okay.
that does just remove an entire tag with a weakness that I now have on another thingama. So
Yeah.
we could say that it's like slower.
Yeah. So you're still kaboomed for a bit. All right. Yeah. Basically, we're gonna go. You're kaboomed until like a long rest or Beltane tries to boop you two or something.
Okay,
All
I
right.
can accept that.
I think it doesn't occur to Beltane that he has to heal Dot because he acknowledges that she's magical enough for him not to do that. But
Right.
he kind of forgot that Zeke's is human, and he's just so used to being around magical people. So he's like, "Oh yeah, this person needs healing."
And at one point, Ermit will say, "Well, you could use some of that for me." His little hand is about quarter sized at this point.
If I do that, you'll explode.
Dot just takes out like a bottle of water and just like flicks it at him. Like, shut up.
All right, yeah.
Hey, damn it. Not
It's a
cool.
Stop that.
spray bottle.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're like 1930s now.
1940s.
40s. We're in the 40s now. We don't have plastic quite yet.
Probably a 10 mister.
Yeah, there's like the little plant misters.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
your hearse, though?
Yeah. You probably not.
Beltane's in there. Yeah.
Incredible.
Some Windex.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Where are you going?
I think Beltane will just hold up the little amp and say, "Which way are we going?"
No, you gotta let me go so I can run, and then you can.
Yeah, it's the whole.
We
Yeah.
will once we're closer to the point, so you don't have to run as far.
And he like it's like he's reading the contract in his mind. He's
Hold him up and have him run in a direction in your arms.
Yeah, see?
Technically, you're still running away or trying to get away.
all right.
Technically.
All right. Yeah, for time. Okay. Yeah. What's that word? All right. Yeah. I mean, that's how the story goes. I'm like, but this is set up and that is set up. I can't really, but you caught him. So,
Sorry.
no, it's good. It's good. Yeah. So he's leading you, this way and that. And as you're driving along, the clarinet like slides up into the crack at the front of the dashboard, and you see Ermit like Bell. You see Ermit's like doing the like, oh, I'm running away, and then he's like reaching for the clarinet. What do you do?
Big smack his hand. Stop that.
But it's a yummy soul.
No,
Who's gonna take it away?
stop that.
Stop.
Where do you put it, or what do you do with it?
She just has it on her lap. Like, between the car seat and the door.
Yeah.
That's where she has it.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So on the far side where it'd be really hard for him to get to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he'd have to reach across me and be like, no.
Right. Okay. He seems to be utterly distracted by that. Excuse me, at this point.
Let's let him go out the window and we'll follow him with the car. If he tries to run away, I'll run him over.
Yeah, so I guess he is leading you in a direction. It's like way the hell out of town. And it's an old, basically the old house on the hill kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you get there, there's iron gates, it's like a 4-foot stone wall and then like 2 foot of iron gate ending in wrought iron pokies and whatnot.
Didn't get even her
There's this
own
house.
original ideas even. Copy my entire Imagine, why don't you?
It is a house on a hill. It is in no way a mansion. Yeah, and as you get there, you pull up in front of the place. Zeek, you've been ex kaboomed, so you're in good shape. What do you guys do? How do you approach this house or whatever?
I think the first thing that Zeek does is while they're still in the back of the car on their way up, Zeek is going to look at Dot and say, unprompted for the most part, "Thank you."
What?
The whole getting blown up this side of a building. Just wanted to say thank you. A couple days ago, you told me specifically that me and the Beast, as you described it, needed to play nice. Well, as far as playing nice goes, I think saving my life goes pretty dang far.
Well, it's been a while since you shot him, so...
There is that, yes, but at the same time...
And I'm kind of coming to realize that there isn't much difference between, me and the Beast, so...
No, I get that.
Hey, that bullet in your shoulder, we can make a deal to take
Shut up.
crap.
Right.
Just flick his tiny hand. Stop that.
This conversation isn't for you. It shuts down like the partition for them to have a private moment.
There's
Perfect.
only one being here who makes dealings, not you.
Yeah, Zeke just wanted to make sure that Dot knew that, again, he's actively, like he said a while back, he's actively trying to make nice.
Yeah. And hey, you're the one who got the one hand at least, so that could have been a lot worse than it was. I don't think we would have gotten out of there if it wasn't for that, so.
Next time I won't miss.
All right. Well, you be quick and I'll be tough and we'll get through this.
He nods and then says, "Can I have my hat back, please?"
Yeah, okay.
The partition opens a little bit.
Just
Lilith
like
pushes the
tosses.
hat. Oh wait, no, you have the
Yeah,
hat.
I have the
son.
hat. Yeah, she'll just toss it onto his head, just like it falls over his face.
He just cinches it a little bit. Thank you kindly.
And now, what does Zeke's head look like when his hat was off?
His hair is like super greasy. It's
Ooh,
not
yuck.
like, yeah, it's super greasy. Probably like a little bit of dandruff. Like, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, it's not like he has one. I don't think they've taken like the time to like have a bath or anything. So there's probably like a little, like with the head trauma that he has, there's probably some like a little bit of dried blood in there. Like, he doesn't look great. He does not look like he's having a great time, but like hat back on.
Looking cool.
Looking cool. He's got like he's figured it out.
Cowboys are always a little bit nasty, not gonna lie.
No.
That's where the charm comes from. But yeah, so they're in front of this house, thinking about stealthing in, and I think Zeek is going to look at the imp and like, again, pistol out, and he says, "Yeah, you heard me in there. This time I won't miss. So I have a very serious question for you.
Go ahead.
Is this Harker character actually in this house, or is there going to be like 3 more of you with a shit ton of gunpowder in there waiting to make us all go kaboom again? Because I've already been blown up once today. It's not going to happen a second time."
That would be really sweet if Harker had done that. Nope. All I know is that's where I gotta go.
All right, because the last thing that said, "All I know is that's where I gotta go," is that clarinet right there, and that led me to getting blown up the first time. So I just want to make real sure that you're positive.
At
I'm
that
not going
point,
to be jumping out a 2nd-story window.
That's
That
a good
point-
point. Should we be trusting this clarinet?
and Ermit says that. Do you say that, Dot? You get that? Oh, you get that out, and then Ermit's like, the clarinet was right. I'm a little snippet of Harker's soul she had to use to get me, so I was closer.
So what you're saying is that if I shoot you right now, we can slurp you up into that clarinet?
No, I will go the other way.
A little bit of Harker's soul, though. Look, I don't know how soul play works, okay? I didn't go to school.
He goes to like explain it, and then he kind of gets cut off, and
In the meantime, Lilith's just looks at the clarinet. Says, you just keep stacking like things against you, really.
a little sad note.
All right. Well,
Before we go in, Zeek and Dot, if you find yourselves in very much mortal danger, feel free to leave. This is not your fight.
no, I think it is. At this point, the matron of this house done blown me up out of a window. I'm not just going to let you off scot-free with that one. Not you, Miss Lilith, obviously.
I understand, yes.
Whoever we're going to find in there, that and I feel like if they're as nefarious as you make them out to be, they might know something about what happened to my folks.
I think they might, with what they've been dealing with.
In which case, I got about 6 questions to ask them.
All right.
Just like at that, like pulls his pistol out. Like,
There's just a smile, like you see in like the rearview mirror, just like the red lips and like a smile appearing on them.
Nice, very perfectly noir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. How do you approach the house? What do you do?
Quietly. Stealthily.
Quietly. Before they kind of go towards it, Beltane's holding the sample, looks it over. So you have a bit of her soul in you, right?
Yep.
That's too bad. As he just kind of smushes his hands together around the Zem.
All right.
And then fire erupts around it. My fire's better.
All right. What is your intent?
Just
to get rid of it?
Burn away the imp, set the bit of soul free.
All right. Hit it with all you've got. Let's do a roll. When you have a clear shot and use your abilities to hit someone or something with all you've got. Roll plus power.
Fire, spell, and healing magic.
That's about right.
Okay, that would make it a 10.
All right. 10 plus, choose 2. Let's see. Two. Oh, yeah. Okay. There's nothing to choose here. Yeah, you emulate it in arcane flame. And it's like so many deals to make left as it just shrivels and then pops away.
Makes the sound of disgust as he kind of stealths after the rest of them.
All right.
I
Okay.
know, dude.
Let's go sneaking around. Who's leading the way? Because they'll make the roll.
If it's stealth, I got this.
Yep.
Do it.
I nominate Zeek.
I nominate Zeek.
Yeah, the guy with the
right.
pistols is the stealthy one. Let's do this.
All right, Stealth Master, what do you got? Count 'em off.
Hey, my new ability as part of being a huntsman is stealth. Ha-ha.
We're gonna make the most
That's-
of it.
Yes.
That's one.
The other, he has divination tracking. So, like, if he wants to use, like, small animal runs or anything like that, and not, like, try and go through, like, more, like, lightly tread pre-established paths than just, like, we're going up to the front building.
All right.
Okay.
That's fair enough. That's 2.
And that's it.
All right. I'm going to say, before you make this roll, you guys want to make some kind of an investigation roll?
Yeah.
I think we might.
Nah.
I
I just get a little feeling that we should.
I
Just a
know I
little.
did. I do not want to, you know, being individuals of action, you got out of the car and you were like, blah, 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 action. So I do not want to slow you down. But I wanted to offer it before we just
blow up again.
Yeah.
I'm going to use, like, not necessarily, like, investigating. I mean,
Mhm.
kind of like investigating, but, like, as part of his, like, he has divination in terms of tracking.
Yeah.
Kind of like checking to see, like, has the front door been used more than the back door? Is there, like, a side entrance? Like, he's just sort of, like, looking for the ins and outs of this building, not necessarily checking, or, like, the same thing that they did with the doctor's house. Like, if there's, like, something, like, that looks like there's an easy way up onto the second floor that he'd rather want to do.
and that's once you move in, Zeek is taking the lead and is leading the sneak. Does Zeek want to also lead this investigation?
I don't think he would want to lead the investigation, but he
All
definitely
right,
wants to help.
I need someone to roll for the investigate.
I'll do it because I think that Dot had gotten a sniff of that there imp.
Mhm.
So she's gonna sniff around and see if she can smell anything particularly imp-like,
Okay.
coming from the direction of that building.
All right.
And I
Give me
can-
some.
some tags.
Yep.
I'm gonna say Wolf's Instincts, Thrill of the Hunt, and Eye for Details.
Sounds great. +3. -1 for silver poisoning. +2.
And kaboom.
Ah, fudge.
And I've also been kaboomed.
So you're at +1.
Okay, that's fine. I rolled a 9 on the dice, so I've got a 10.
You got the 10. Okay. And hence you were only 1. Ooh, that's okay. So, but you do get a clue without any. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, what are you looking for?
I'm trying to like locate anything. See, because like this imp had Harker's soul, a bit of Harker's soul in it, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
She's sniffing around for brimstone. She's like, I don't think she necessarily knows that she's looking for Harker, but like she's just looking for something that the imp is connected to.
All right. Okay. Well, you yeah, there's you get a kind of the whiff of brimstone comes in behind your eyes. It's so powerful. Then like almost makes you like sneeze, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, there's big evil here.
I think a hand comes up to her nose and she just sort of points in there and says, I'm getting some major brimstone from in there.
But right.
Yeah, whatever you're looking for, I think it's in there.
Used, huh?
And Lilith, did you bring the clarinet?
Yeah, he's holding on tight to that case.
All right, Zeek, give me that sneak with +2.
Zeek the sneak. Oh, hey, whoa, that's some double sixers right there.
Nice.
Yeah, so total 14.
14. Nice. All right, 14.
I would say
yeah.
like the manner that Zeke's going about, if anything, would feel like Beltane, you might have encountered other of like the Red Hood hunters kind of thing, where it's just like very big, like I don't know how to describe it other than like Grimm's fairy tale vibes. Like it seems like this seems like something that Beltane would have seen before, if anything.
Like he respects them, but he might not necessarily get along with them. It's more of a necessary evil sort of thing, but they're not evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen these moves before.
Yeah. And he's just like, huh.
Dot, you get a weird as Zeek is leading the way and you're following along, you're getting that feeling that you're like you're being stalked or something. And the vibe is coming from Zeek.
Yeah, I think that she like actually looks around to try and find out where it's coming from. And then it like centers on Zeek. And she's like, I've always felt like he was dangerous before, but like there's something different about this.
Yeah. Something primordially like, I am not the hunter today. I am the hunted.
Yeah.
It's just that vibe. All right. As you so where are you going to try to enter? Like a basement window, a back porch, kick in the front door, climb to the second story?
Second story worked last time, but I think he's looking for either like if there's like one of those like below ground pantry entrances or like not even necessarily a back door, because like a back door doesn't mean anything when it's the only house in the middle of fucking nowhere. So his idea would either be second floor or go into the basement and then work your way up.
There's definitely the storm doors, walk-in cellar.
Yeah, those would be his suggestions. So whatever is up to the party, but those again are the two that he's just like, because like seeing like front door, that's bait. Seeing back door doesn't mean anything. That's bait.
Okay. you get up to him, you know, you give it a little tug, and it's barred or locked or something.
On the storm doors?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. So I think at that, he would be more inclined to like try a window.
Okay.
Be more.
Do you look in one of the basement windows, or do you
I'll
look at the first floor window, or
definitely not a first floor window.
Mhm.
The basement window, just to see if like, I mean, if you look in the basement, like, is it just the storm doors that like lead into a basement, or is there like a stairwell that you can see that goes up? Because if they get in there and then there's no way out, that's a trap anyways.
All right, gotcha. Yeah, you look in the basement window, and you see a woman who has a large it's a desk here in the basement. You'd think it'd be a table, but there's an actual desk, and it's a woman in men's clothing, and I can't remember. Did Harker still wear like the cropped hair, or what was she at last we knew, like looks wise?
Yeah. Well, she's got, it's helmet hair is what it is.
Okay.
Like it's hair that like I want to say that if anything, she's probably more put together.
Okay.
Because she's because
Sober
she's
and
like
evil.
she's driven. She has a goal now.
Yeah,
she's got something to get her out of bed.
So you see this woman, she has this massive book. She's got like pentagrams on the floor. She's got these huge black tallow candles on each side of the book. And she seems to be doing something.
And I think Zeek will very quietly to Lilith and Beltane, just that who we're supposed to be looking for.
Yeah. Yes.
As you're, communicating and whatever, she there's like I said, the red glow from the book, and she like turns a hand up like this, and one of the pentagrams, the smaller pentagrams on the floor, lights up with red glow, and the clouds start to swirl over top of the manor house, or the house, the house on the hill kind of house. Yeah, the clouds start to swirl.
Also, G Game Nights, thank you so much for the raid.
Wow!
Raiders.
Oh, thank you, Raiders.
All right. Yeah, so the clouds start to swirl above the house. One of the pentagrams is lit up.
Zeke just motion like he doesn't like this person as much as the next body, but as far as he knows, Harker is much closer to Beltane and Lilith than he is. So it's one of those like makes a motion of like, do you want to do the honors? Like, are we just like busting in this door and starting shit?
I think Beltane kind of reaches into his pockets and hands Zeke and Dot some what looks to be flasks, and he says, "You light these and throw them, all right? I can step in between realms and get behind her, but sometimes I need a little sparkle."
You mean to say distraction?
Sure, throw a Molotov cocktail out the window.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Dot just looks at Zeke.
Zeke, like with the flask or bottle or what have you, clinks yours and says cheers. And then just like sidearm, just whoo, like tossing it right on in there.
Yeah. Dot will do the same.
All right.
Bottoms up.
Yeah. The basement window shatters in. The Molotov goes in, hits the floor. Woof! Fire. Second one. Woof! Fire.
This occurs. Beltane will take the opportunity to use the distraction to just step forward. He vanishes and he's behind Harker.
All right.
Zeke's thinking to himself, like, didn't we need her body?
Belle, I really, we're gonna need to roll here. We're either gonna have to roll a. What do you guys think? Hit it with all you've got.
What is Belle's intention here?
Yeah, what is your intention?
He's not going to harm her.
Nothing,
He's
so
just
rude.
going to say, "Hello, darling."
All right, we're gonna go with a hit it with all you've got for your getting there, basically. Well,
Okay.
let's do a sneak. Let's call it a sneak with magic. You can add magic into this. So
Okay. Because he does have one of his abilities is to move through the realms. It's not called that, but he has that ability, and he'll use Old Divine Fae and that move through the realms ability just to step forward, and that will bring him up to an 8.
all right, on a 7 to 9. The MC, I choose one. Okay.
Goodbye, dice. They're gone forever now.
Someone else will have to roll for you. Okay. That just made them. You're perceived only by secondary sense. Okay. Important behind or to be discovered. Okay. Yeah. So you step through the realms and you're hello, darling. You say to Harker. What you don't notice is that you have somehow stepped into the pentagram that she has on the floor, the big one.
Mm-hmm.
And so you realize you're kind of trapped there with her.
That's fine. He figured it was going to be a larger trap, but he's serving as distractions for the other 3.
Got it. Okay. So place it on fire. The swirling clouds above, lightning starts arcing and hitting the lightning rods and weather vanes of the top of the house. I mean, they're like small bits of lightning, like almost, controlled or whatnot. Lilith, what are you doing?
He's just watching.
Okay. All right. Belle appeared. You see the circle on the floor kind of flare, and you know that Belle is now trapped in there with a Harker. The wards are up. Dot, Zeek.
I think that Dot would recognize that those are wards, and like she's now thinking that Belle's in trouble. She kind of like shifts a little bit in place and then looks over at Lilith and says, "We need her alive."
I really wish we didn't, and she's gonna go over to where Harker and Beltane are.
Okay, how are you getting there? There's a little window that they hucked the Molotovs through.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
then
we
the
didn't
storm
open the
doors.
door at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a door to this place?
There's you can either go to the front of the house, the back of the house, or you can try to open these storm doors that were locked when Zeek tried them.
Well, let me see what I have.
As Lilith turns around and walks towards the door, Dot turns to Zeek and says, "Do you know how to take things alive?"
He just like looks at you. He's he just shakes his head and no. Like, I don't know. I've never tried. I've caught a rabbit once. Had to put it down.
Great. No, I can do this. I can do this. Dot's gonna slide in through the window.
Okay. Dot, you could not slide through this window. It is like, I mean, like an 8 or 10 inch it's a basement window. Unless Dot is that small and you think she's
pretty petite.
Could get through.
How small is a basement window?
Generally, they're only
it's like this big.
Yeah.
They're like 18 inches at most.
Then that's the long way.
I wish I could still turn into smoke and mist.
What if we broke it?
What, the door?
Well,
the window.
You did when you threw the Molotov cocktails through.
I'm talking about like the frame of the window. If we took out part of the wall.
Part of the house?
It's field stone.
The door.
Does the door? Do the storm doors have locks? Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Lilith's gotta like up her skirt, take out a small handgun, and just shoot the lock.
Well, I could have done that.
Problem solver.
Yeah, you didn't.
All right.
I was throwing fire bottles at people.
You put a few rounds through it. Yeah, now it's like it's all busted up. Dot, like, wolf out or kick it in or do what you're gonna do.
All right, she'll wolf out and tear the door open for her.
Okay, and as we see Dot grab the doors and she's like wrenching the doors up, and we see the lightning flash, and we see behind Dot, we see that wrought iron fence and the 4-foot stone wall. We see the lightning hit the lightning rods, and then we see it flash out to the fence itself. And we just see the it's like black silhouette, and then we see Dot like huck the door, and then when Dot leans down and the light comes from the red light comes from the basement. Here, we'll mood light it up a bit here. No, wrong mood. There. The red light comes up from the basement. We then, as the door flies away, Dot leans over and goes for the door. We see outside that fence, we see the Rock-a-Demon, we see undead werewolves, we see zombies at the fence. So, yeah, what do you do? Dot, you haven't seen them. Zeek, you see a Rock-a-Demon, zombie werewolves, and zombies.
I think Dot will tear the door off and then let Lilith in before she goes in.
You see the red light, and all you see is like heel stepping very gracefully down the stairs. Almost it's quite not funny but interesting shot, because she has the clarinet case next to her, almost like a briefcase hanging off her hand. She has this very form-fitting dress and very well-kept heels, just walking slowly down the stairs. You see the red just light everything up.
Well, particularly the pale white skin and the very red lipstick to begin with is like, okay. She gets to the bottom stair.
She's gonna give a sigh, look around the fire and everything. Your place was always trash. Things haven't changed, I see.
Okay. And Belle, you had said, hello, darling. And you had both been like locked in this like, all right, this gaze, and Lilith click, 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 kind of breaking the silence between the two of you. Your place has always been trash, and the Harker's head turns, that horrible puppet devil turn, and says, one person's trash is another person's tomb. And they pulse out this like red magic to Belle. Belle, this is freaking new school magic. And so you need to whoops, too many pages. Face the danger, resist malign influence, or hold it together. Roll plus power, roll plus power, please. Woo.
Okay. So he's going to use the fires a bell to counteract this new magic, and he'll just kind of raise a finger and say, "Nah," as I roll a 12.
Nice. Okay, on a 10, you fend off the effect and take no status. Now, when they did that to you, their head was unnaturally cranked and back and looking at Lilith, and you're like, Zeek, like I said, when Dot threw the doors off, you kind of looked over and there wasn't anything there. The lightning flashed, and then there's this.
Oh yeah, that guy again.
Yeah, and with these undead werewolves and zombies, and then your buds have now gone into said basement.
Well, it's just Lilith and Beltane that are in the basement. Zeek and Dot are up on the surface outside.
Yep.
And I feel like Zeek does a combat roll almost to like get down next beside Werewolf Dot, and he'll pull his red handkerchief up over his mouth and nose, and he pulls out his second pistol and he looks up towards the big beast and he asks, "How fast can you count?" And then you see him like aim with both of his pistols out at the like wave of dudes, because he knows, like, again, he'd like to shoot Harker. He's not so good at taking people alive. These guys certainly don't need to come back alive. Like, he's good. He's fine with that one.
Okay, and like I said, the little lightning strikes are still hitting the house, and the fence itself has stopped glowing, and these creatures are rushing the gate.
Yeah,
So.
He's just like this is one of those, like, this might be their last stand. Like,
he says, "How fast can you count?" And there's something familiar breaking through Beast Dot's brain, and she just gives you a wicked, like, wolf smile.
As they're doing this, I have a few powers that I haven't used yet.
All right.
So she is going to walk over very calmly to this puppet-headed Harker.
Okay.
And
as you're walking over, they're in a circle. So do you feel the ward of it? I know you're saying new powers. What are you gonna do through a warded circle?
Is this like painted on the floor?
Yeah. It's magic. It's either chalked or painted or such. It's not like inlaid in silver or anything.
She's just gonna look around, take a piece of something, and just rub one of the symbols off.
Again, it is, imagine that the outside of it is where the ward begins. So
would it affect me, or would it also affect inanimate objects? Because that's what I'm asking. If there's like a piece of wood or a broom or anything, she's like reaching over with that to just break part of the circle.
It stops. You grab a broom or an old coal shovel, and it just boom, it gets to the edge of the circle and it just boom, stops. So you're gonna have to either do some magic or come up with something to get through the circle. I
have leave powerless as from one of my mythos, which is absorb powers.
Right.
Would this work on sigils and circles, or just on a person?
Let's try it.
Okay. Don't fuck me now. Okay, That's good. So that's 5 plus 4. That's 9 plus 1 is 10.
10. All right. You you absorb this into you. You're like, oh, you feel devil. You have felt this before. Your soul, the ward itself is now churning inside you with the with the power of the devil. And you're like, your soul's like, so
now she's not absorbing them because that's a different power that she has, which is steel powers.
Oh, so this is a different power than the absorption?
This is not steel powers, this is leave powerless.
Oh,
so she's almost redirecting. It can go through her, but she's kind of just redirecting it and dispersing it.
All right, we're gonna say you're full of the power of the devil at the moment. And then Belle, what are you doing? They tried to huck you back with magic. You resisted it, and
I think he's going to rechannel it and shove it back to the ground and redirect it into breaking or forcing the circles to help Lilith to continue to break it across, so that there's kind of a chain reaction across these circles to weaken or dampen this power or hold.
All right. Just give me a 2d6 because we'll just go with +1 on this for simplicity's sake.
7.
7. All right.
7.
Yeah. So the floor itself, you talk to the stone, and it's like, we're old and we're lazy. We do not like to, and it cracks. You know, the old the slate they used for the base of the farmhouse cracks, and the sigil is broken. Outside, rocka. You know, he's coming. You know, they're through the gate. The big guys leading, werewolves behind, and fast zombies behind them. Dot, what do you do? Well, I guess Zeek has range. What do you do, Zeek? Knitted.
I'm going to try and dome the Rocka Demon.
All right.
Like, he's leading the charge? That means he's the first one that I got to worry about.
All right. Hit with all you got.
Okay.
And you got a clear shot and use your abilities.
All righty. I got my pair of pistols.
That's one.
I got the legendary accuracy.
All right, that's 2.
What else do I have?
You're not currently kaboomed.
I'm not kaboomed. With super speed count towards this?
Would
cowboy hat count for this?
Do you have an ability called cowboy hat?
I do. It's under my power tags.
All right, I absolutely love the cowboy hat because the lightning's flashing and we get that.
Oh yeah, it's like it's drawn by it's drawn by Mike Mignola. Like there's heavy shadows.
Exactly.
You get an aesthetic bonus.
It's a Frank Miller story drawn by Magnola. Okay.
I love it when you fucking tag the cowboy hat because that's great.
All right.
Yeah, all right. It's been there since the beginning under my possessions.
Plus 3.
Yeah, so plus 3. I got an 8 for a total of 11.
Okay. Blam. On 10 plus, you choose 2. So, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
And this is for hit with all you've got?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm posting it. So the audience may follow along. There you go.
Okay. So I choose 2. I'm going to gain the upper hand and take 1 juice.
All right.
And then, you get them good or get many of them plus 1 tier. What does tier do?
It's just ups the status. So like they'll be -1 to attack you.
Yeah,
or,
I'll get them.
You know,
I'll get them good. So I feel like I get the upper hand, and like both of these are from the same shot. Which is like Zeke's got both of his pistols out, but then like realizing, okay, standard like iron pistol's not going to do much about this, So instead, you switch to silver, and he like blast.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna peg the Raka demon in the eye.
Okay.
So like it like his head like tilts back because like it's not gonna be like he aimed for the head. He shot the Raka demon in the head. I don't know if that would kill the Raka demon.
Right.
So if it's not able to kill it, I like the idea that it is now like its eye is gone, like it's just like scraped away kind of thing. So it's gonna have that -1 going forward because its vision is all fucked up.
Perfect.
And we have the upper hand because again, it is now partially blinded and we know that we can injure it. So there is the idea that like, even though this might seem like we got waves of dudes coming at us, if we can take out their leader, fingies crossed, I guess.
Right. Yeah. So the this big handful of Rocket Demon flesh is gone, from this part of its head. So it's just like basically horn and hole and one burning eye as it continues to rush forward. Dot, what do you do?
Dot's goal here is basically to keep the onslaught off of Zeek.
Okay.
Certainly she's fighting, but her primary goal is to protect him and keep him shooting, essentially.
Okay.
Because she knows that like her dad took these guys on and got his ass handed to him. She can't take these guys on her own. So her goal is to keep Zeke safe, not get shot, and also not die.
I'm better about not shooting you.
That's
remains
that's
to be seen, but
all right.
That's a character arc. Anyway, so I'm thinking instead of a hit with all you've got, this is a go toe to toe.
Perfect. That's what I was said. I'm on it right now just for that purpose. All right. So what do you got for powers?
I've got so much shit to add to this, and right. I guarantee you there's going to be like we're going to be able to like add some weaknesses to this too.
All right.
I've got wolf's instincts. I've got thrill of the hunt. I've got bestial form. I've got regeneration. I've got thick hide, protect the pack, and furious retaliation. That's 7. Take away silver poisoning.
Okay.
And possibly sensory overload because there's a lot of shit going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot. Your pack is outpacked at this point. So
and I'm still kaboomed. So that takes us down to like 4.
4. Yep.
4. Okay.
I was adding them.
Here we go.
Can I give a juice, or is the juice just like a +1?
Yeah. So. Technically, but I would save it.
I'll save it. Yeah,
I would
plus
save
4
it.
is pretty damn good.
Yeah, plus 4 is pretty damn good.
It'd be overkill.
That's about to shine. She's all grown up, you guys. So 7 plus 4 is 11.
All right. Choose 2 on 10. I will post what you choosing from.
So either you manage to achieve your goal. You get them good, giving your opponent a status with tier equals power, or you block, dodge, or counter at their best attempts. If you don't choose this, they can impose a status on you. If they are a PC, it's tier their power.
So you could give them technically up to a -4.
Yeah, I think I definitely should take that. I'm gonna get them good. And I don't know, what should we call this?
So do you want to block, dodge, or counter their best attempts? If you don't choose this, I can impose a status on you.
Yeah, you're right. I think that's what I'm doing. I'm getting them good and I'm block, dodging, and countering. I'm doing both of those things.
Cool. That's always good when you've got the 2 to choose from.
I'm gonna call it pack tactics. I'm just gonna say that this is essentially a representation of how Dot and Zeek suddenly have like they've clicked, and like now like it's not Zeek hunting Dot, it's not Dot hunting Zeek, it's them hunting together, and they're a pack now. So like they're meshing, they're in the zone, and they're just doing it.
It only took us getting blown up in a building together to really like.
I want to say that like Dot goes running into the fray. She like ducks under a bullet and it flies over her head. She like ravages a zombie and like grabs it and throws it into another one. She grabs a werewolf, turns him around and like holds him up, and Zeek shoots him. She throws it at the rocket demon. You know, like they're just completely in sync.
You're definitely keeping them off of him by like you just described as beautiful. I'm not even going to add anything to that.
Charge bar hit 100%.
You're firing on all cylinders there. The tide is held. That's all going on, and we see that, you know, the beautiful combo, and then we switch back to the basement, and Harker says, "Oh wait, what was the last thing Lilith said? Do you remember? Anyone? Because I think Lilith spoke last."
I don't know if she said anything. I think she's just doing stuff.
Oh, she said that your places have always been trash. I see.
Oh yeah, and then she said, "It's your tomb."
One man's trash, another man's
tomb. And then like blue red sparkles at Beltane's like.
Yep. And
stinky magic here.
And she broke our circle.
And she, the floor cracks like that, and the Harker just kind of puts her hands up and just laughs. It's just all out laughing. Your guys' move. What do you do? She's just like staring at the ceiling and laughing. Yeah. You're hearing snarling and snapping and rocka. Which the zombies seem to understand.
I think Beltane will say, if we can reform the rocket demon as he digs his hands into the dirt, can we keep him?
No.
Oh, right. And roots from the earth just kind of sprout up to go and hold Harker in place. Maybe just shove it in her back. That would be poetic.
All right.
Yeah.
So how about we do this, because we are on time or at time.
Lilith's gonna take out the clarinet. I don't know if that's gonna work or not.
Yeah. So let's call it a go toe to toe, but let's first give Beltane the chance with the vines to change the game. So roll plus power to change the game, and we'll get whatever the result of that is. So whatever you got for your vines, let's count them up.
So on the dot, without any points, would be a 9, but to add the magical protection or fairy magic would put it at a 10 or 11.
Okay. All right. 10 or 11. And how many pluses did you have in there?
That was the magical protection and the
so 2?
Fair. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you get 2 juice. And then you spend your juice following effects. Oh wait, on a 10, you get a minimum of 2. Okay. So you got 2. Do you have that right there? Here, I'll post it in chat anyway, so people can see. These are your choices. So, create a tag, burn a tag, reduce some status. Greater area, more targets. You don't want that. Prolong effect. Any other improvement? Okay.
I think you'll scale up the effect as part of it, as the roots come out to just hold Harker in place, and along it just kind of springs forward the element of spring. Flowers start blooming, lizards and beetles start crawling up, and there's a layer of decay around it before mushrooms spring forward, and then cinders kind of wrap themselves up around the vines.
Nice.
And he stands up and smooths his vest, and he steps forward and says, I would have given you the world, Harker. Now you fucked up.
Nice. All right. So then, we're not even going to roll go to toe to toe. We're going to hit with all you got. So, what do you got? Roll plus power, Lilith.
Okay.
And the clarinet is 1.
The clarinet is 1. She has Thrill of Winning.
Okay.
Outsmart Competition. And all my others are Steel and Powers and stuff like that. So those 3.
Now
+3
would I
sounds
be
good.
able to
have-
lend a juice? Or do I have to see the person and juice?
I think you're in the other
Okay.
scene.
That's
so
fine. Just want to
I
make
like
sure.
it though.
I do have a weakness tag that's enemies abound. So if we're surrounded, even if she can't see it, that's still -1. Would I be able to add 1
For
with-
Beltane.
for Beltane and add 1 for Leaf Powerless? She's trying to make sure she's not as powerful when she goes to do this.
Oh, sure. Why not? Let's go
Okay.
for it.
Okay. So she's just gonna take out the clarinet.
Right.
And kind of like flip it almost like a dagger and then just kind of jam it into her stomach.
Okay.
Not enough for it's doing like a lot of damage. It's just like really painful.
Mhm.
Like almost punching someone in the gut.
Right.
And that is 4 + 4, that's 8 + 2, that's 9, 10.
All right. Okay. With 10. All right. So you stab Harker with the clarinet, and it there's a magical burst of that holy light. The soul is merging, and the soul is merging, and as it's trying to come back together, Harker looks at you, and you see the soul coming in, and you see the devil magic, that swirl, that fighting, and and she says, you don't know what you're doing. How does she put it? You don't know what you're doing. I'm actually trying to save things the way they are, except it's in Harker's voice instead of this voice I'm doing, because I just realized I wasn't doing the Harker. And
okay, so you say, and then Wayne will repeat it in I'm kidding.
Yeah. It's
I'm fully willing to do that.
It's basically you're a fool. Things are going to change. As after they say that, why do you think I'm working with him? I'm trying to stop what they're doing. And the souls begin to merge, and the decay and the rot and the weeds holding that together. The Harker starts to kind of shrink away, and it's becoming an amalgam. And as we're watching it, it's flashing the red and the gold, the lights. The souls are battling. and Harker begins to shrivel inward into a ball of energy, and then it snuffs out, and it's just gone. The weeds and stuff are still there, but the physical form of Harker is not anymore. Outside, the battle is going. You guys are winning the day out there. Most of the normal zombies are dead. You were able to take them out pretty quickly when Zeek. Dot at one point brings a big swat up and like hits the rocket demon across the throat with a big claw, and it rends backwards, and its head is tilting and shifting. And when the Harker ball of energy snapped out, all the red sigils and stuff flashed away off the ground. They just were no longer there. And the rocket demon like rocks back from that, and then it brings its head forward. Its head is lilting, it's half its face is gone, and it looks and it just says Raka, and then starts to run and it like leaps the fence in a bound, its head kind of just lolling and flapping. And you guys have won the day.
And I think it's one of those, like, as the rocket demon's leaving, Zeek like goes to point with his pistol and he goes to fire, and there's just the click, but he is like delightfully out of bullets at this last possible moment.
Yeah, it's that
got lucky.
Yeah. So yeah, because we're way over, we won't go into the discoveries. There are more clues and more hints to what happened to Harker available in that, but we'll have to wait until next week.
Tune in next week to find out more. But in the meantime, I would like to first say thank you, GB, for running this incredible game. I always have a great time whenever you're on the channel. Greybeard, where can we find you? What do you do?
Greybeard or Greybeard's Tavern. You can find me almost everywhere at Greybeard Tavern. All the social medias and whatnot. Tune in Sunday morning if I can get OBS to work with me, because I haven't used OBS in 5 years, for some Wilder Myth at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the morning, we play with all my favorite toys and props and whatnot. So, oops, I can't grab anything because it's going to all fall apart. That's it for me, GB.
And Satan, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi everyone, my name's Satan. You can find me over on Twitter at @AlysaVamp. That's with 2 P's. You can also find me on Twitch at AlysaVamp, but with just the 1 P. I do lots of games. You can find me Sunday mornings over at the Hive Goblin DMing for my friends, and Saturdays at 4:30 EST. You can find me on the Valdrian's channel for the next 2 months while we finish up our games of Dragon Age. So if you like elves and you like being horny on main, come watch that. But other than that, you can just find me in a bunch of other places. I do art. Check out my Twitter for that. I just posted a sketch. I'm going to be doing some weapon commissions soon. It's going to be great. That's me.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com or at Danae Keener on Twitter. I've got a pinned tweet that says all of the streams that I'm into, and you can also go there to find out whether or not my commissions are open. They open up at the beginning of the month, and see if you can grab yourself a slot. DanaeKeener.com.
Hi, I'm Jen, and you can find me here Thursdays playing Beltane Hawthorne. And you can also find me over on the Hype Goblins channel playing Anthony Silverhorn, the Artificer Barbarian, in Satan's wonderful homebrew game called Nexus Adventures. And soon to come over on the Hype Goblins channels on Saturday, I'll be running a Numenera game. So see you there.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/indooradventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards where Anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. But speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. The easiest way to ask those questions, of course, is to join us on our Discord. You can find the link in the Twitch chat to the side or in the description of this video or audio cast down below. All of those questions, again, just post them in the questions for the court's chat, and we will do our best to respond to them in kind. But for now, we are going to be heading off and going into that Patreon-supported after show. So I'd like to say, once again, thank you so much to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to GB for running this incredible game, and thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!